In this video, I'm going to talk about how to name lines, line segments, rays, and angles. One way to name lines is by using 2 points on the line. In this example here, we have 3 points drawn on a line, but we only use 2 points to name a line. So we have several options. We can name this line NP with a line symbol above it, or PN with a line symbol above it. We could also use different letters such as NR with a line symbol above it, or the reverse, RN with a line symbol. Lastly, we could use PR with a line symbol, or RP. These are all the examples of the correct ways to name this line. The line symbol above the 2 letters symbolizes that the line goes on and on forever in both directions and contains these 2 points. Naming a ray can be a lot more challenging than naming a line. Similar to a line, a ray is named with 2 points. However, the end point must be written first. We also always name a ray with the ray pointed to the right. So the only correct way to name this ray is AB with the ray symbol pointing right. This symbolizes that A is at the end point of this ray and that the ray goes through point B and goes on forever to the right. It's important to note that the ray BA would name a ray that was totally different. Ray BA would start at the point B, go through A, on and on forever. So these 2 rays contain a lot of different points. The ray on the bottom begins at A, goes through B, and goes forever to the right. So it contains all these points between B and all the way infinitely to the right that are not contained on ray BA above it. Ray BA contains all of these points from A all the way infinitely to the left. So again, ray AB is written like this, and it is the accurate way to name ray AB that was drawn originally. Let's look at a few more examples of naming rays. The ray in this drawing begins at the endpoint B, goes through points C and D, and then goes forever to the right. Similar to lines, the names of rays must contain 2 letters. However, the first letter in the name of the ray must be its endpoint. Since the endpoint of this ray is B, B must be the first letter in the name of this ray. The other letter can be either C or D. So one way to correctly name this ray is BC with the ray symbol pointing to the right. This symbolizes that B is the endpoint of this ray, and the ray goes through C forever in one direction. This same ray can be named with the endpoint B and a different letter, D, since D is also on this ray. We just need to make sure to draw the ray symbol above B and D. It's important to note that the symbol CD with a ray above it is incorrect for this drawing. The symbol for ray CD indicates a ray with endpoint at C going through D forever. So this symbol would be missing the line segment from B to C from the ray BC or BD. When naming a line segment, we must use the 2 points that are the endpoints of the entire segment. So to name this entire segment that runs from R all the way to T, we must name it as RT with the segment symbol above it, or TR with the segment symbol. RS or SR are incorrect, as those only represent the segment that's this long. Similarly, ST or TS are incorrect because that only represents the segment that's this long. So again, the only ways to name segment RT accurately are segment RT or segment TR. The next topic I'm going to talk about is how to name an angle. Similar to lines, rays, and line segments, we name angles by capital letters that are on the two rays. Something that's different about the naming of an angle is that we need 3 letters to indicate this angle. We need to use the angle symbol followed by 3 letters. U to V to W traces this angle. So that is one way to name this angle accurately. Another way is to use the bottom ray first, W to V to U. So angle W, V, U. Keep in mind that when naming angles in this fashion, the middle letter must also be at the vertex of the angle, and the other 2 letters must be on the different rays. We have ray VU and we have ray VW, and those are what form this angle UVW or angle WVU. Sometimes they may even name this angle angle V because that's the only angle in our drawing that has a vertex at V. However, if there were multiple angles drawn at that same vertex, we would definitely need to use this 3-letter naming strategy. Let's look at another example. In this new diagram, we have several angles that we could name. We have this angle on the left that consists of ray CB and ray CD. If we were going to name this angle, we would need to name it angle BCD or angle DCB. Notice how the vertex C must be written between B and D or D and B. There are no other ways to accurately name the angle on the left because we couldn't say that it was angle C, since in this drawing there are other angles with the vertex C. Now let's try naming the angle on the right. Again, this angle on the right has vertex C, so C will need to be written in the middle, but we also need to include a letter on each ray. This angle consists of rays CD and CE. So if we trace this angle, it goes from D to C to E, DCE. That is one way to name this angle, or angle ECD. Again, we cannot name this angle angle C because there are other angles that have the vertex C. There is another angle here that is called a straight angle, and that is the angle BCE that forms this straight line. But we will just stick to naming the left and right angle in this video. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more math hints.